All right, y'all, I have a really cool electric skateboard to show you today from Shaboardz in Canada. It's called the Summit V3. Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony, and yeah, today we're going to look at the Shaboardz Summit V3. Obviously, this is the third generation of this electric skateboard, or e-skate. Now, I've been a fan of Shaboardz for some time. It started when I was looking for new wheels, and I like my pneumatics, but we have a lot of things that pop tires out here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And I'd seen their airless rubber wheels on social media and said, oh, I gotta have those. Through that, I've gotten to know Ryan, who's the owner of Shaboardz. Turns out the guy's really nice, super knowledgeable. He can build a skateboard, he can repair them. As a matter of fact, his shop in Canada does repairs on just about any skate. If you've got an electric skateboard and you need it repaired, he's probably the guy to see in Canada. And that applies to his own stuff. He does all the repairs and customer service and warranty work on all of the boards that Shabourdz makes and sells. Now, Shabourdz is not casting trucks and cutting decks and all that kind of stuff. Very few companies actually do. Most of their parts come from the same places in China. So yeah, some of the stuff will look familiar. As a matter of fact, the double kingpin trucks on this particular board look almost identical to what you'll see on the Meepo and even the Lycon board. Well, both boards that I have. But since Ryan is so meticulous and versed in what he does with electric skateboards, I trust it. Now, while I have been riding his wheels for over a year, and literally I have a set that's on my Meepo Hurricane that is still riding, no problem. I mean, the tread is still there and everything else. Now, granted, I do have several boards, but still using them after a year. This is actually my first board that comes from Shabourdz for testing and review, so appreciate that. Taking a look at their website, their 22 models are on sale as they have the new 2023 versions of them. It says right here on the front page, Canada's #1 electric longboard and mountain board skate shop. We ship worldwide. If your board needs a fix or an update, we've got you covered. Stock a large inventory of electric skateboard parts and accessories. So if the company that you bought your e-skate from is ghosting you, maybe talk to Shabourdz. By the way, I will have a link down in the description and a coupon code, and those wheels, they actually come with a whole set, so you get your pulleys, your belts, and the wheels. Pretty good deal for under 200 bucks. My coupon code will also work for the Summit V3. Right now, US dollars only $1,049.25. Dude, that is a really good price, especially knowing that you can get easy customer service. So it says here, ride anywhere. Feel confident to ride anywhere with the 6-inch airless all-terrain wheels that are maintenance free. That is true. Hit a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour with the stock wheels. Easily switch to wheels and pulleys to hit higher speeds. Yeah, this is basically a 2-in-1 board. If you put some street wheels on there, you're gonna get more speed and probably more range as well. Speaking of, range is 25 to 50 kilometers with the upgraded 12 amp hour battery. Flexible, enjoy the ride and feel of the flexible bamboo deck that has some bounce and absorbs bumps. Now, most of my boards that I consider AT or 2-in-1, they're carbon fiber, so they're pretty stiff. It's a nice change to have that little bit of a flex to it, and the battery enclosure on that does flex a little bit as well. So yeah, so just kind of summarizing their in-depth look at the Summit V3, it's their entry-level all-terrain electric longboard, and it has an upgraded battery, ESC, and motors. Airless all-terrain wheels give you the confidence to ride without worrying about flats. Flexible bamboo deck absorbs vibration caused by uneven terrain. Traditional longboard riders will love the feel and bounce this deck has. It has an upgraded 12S battery pack, delivers faster speeds and more range with 21,700 cells. Quickly accelerate up steep hills during your commute and ride longer distances without worrying about the battery dying. Now, I weigh 195. You're going to see in the footage that I'm going to show you here in just a little bit that there were times where, you know, going up hills, it's a little bit of sag. Now, I wasn't going in mode 4 or anything like that, but not quite as powerful as, say, the Atlas Pro or the Hurricane. But then again, it's also not a $2,000 skateboard, so this is still in a good budget-minded area. I'm not saying it had any trouble getting up the hills, but it just didn't have some of the oomph that some of them do. Summit V3 is a 2-in-1 electric skateboard, which means you can customize the board with wheels and pulleys you want, make your board unique. The entry-level all-terrain electric longboard is perfect for beginners, but also suitable for riders who've been around the block. Everyone is impressed with this board's performance and low price. Get the best bang for your buck. It's only 26 pounds with AT wheels and under 22 pounds with 90mm street wheels. And while 26 pounds might sound heavy, nah, some of my boards are around 40 pounds, so that's nice. And you'll notice on the website when you order, you can choose what wheel color you're gonna get. I had the blue ones here already. The blue are out of stock right now. If you had those would be listed. I'm gonna put the specs up here for just a minute. If you wanna look through those, that's great. It's a 12S 3P 21700 battery pack, 43.2 volt, 50.4 max charge voltage. Battery capacities, 12 amp hours, 518 watt hours. ESC is a 35A. Motors on this are 6370 70 motors, 2,000 watts each. It does have 4mm foam grip tape, standard 8mm bearings. Water resistance on this is IP55. That just means that if you get some small splashes or a little bit of raindrops on it or something like that, this is not something I would take through water. In fact, I wouldn't take any electric skateboard through water. I mean, just regular skateboards get jacked up by going through water. So maybe if you have one board that's all you do with that board, in addition to your other boards, but these things cost too much money for me to just go destroying them in water. Top speed, 44 kilometers per hour. Of course, you can gear this to ride faster or have more torque. 4 different braking modes, including regenerative braking. And the deck is 7 layers of maple, 1 layer of bamboo. Weight capacity, 265 pounds. All right, let's do this. We're gonna do a lightning unboxing just so you can see what's inside of the package. I'll share my first ride with you, which was a good long ride, and some footage from some subsequent rides. All right, absolute first ride on this, so we're going to go ahead and turn the remote on. And it's disconnected. Now, this board does have a push to start, so got the 2 beeps there, and now we are connected. All right, so let's go ahead and give her a try. I haven't tightened the trucks or anything, so I'm just riding it as it is. We'll see how she goes. Now we're in speed 2. And she's got a lot of kick to her, man. Now let's see how the brakes are. Oh, that's nice and smooth. Very, very nice. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten these trucks up, and then I'm going to take this on a ride. I'm going to go down to Ace Hardware. I got to go down and find some washers for another of my boards. So let's do that. All right, so the trucks have been tightened to my liking. I've been riding around in this little part of the neighborhood, but it's super smooth asphalt here. So of course it's perfect. But I've ridden on these wheels before. I know what these wheels can do. I've been riding on them for about a year now on one of my other boards. So I'm not really worried about it, but we're gonna go over this speed bump down here, see how the clearance is, and then some rougher roads, so let's do it. Okay, so while I'm here at Ace Hardware to get some washers for another one of my boards, thought I'd just stop for a minute and talk about this. This is my first time actually riding this thing, and especially on a longer ride. And I gotta say, this deck, it just sucks my feet in, man. It really, really is nice for the stickage, you know what I'm saying? So my feet, they get on there and they just, there's just enough curve and concave on that. And then the grip tape, this is some of the grippier grip tape that I have used, so I'm digging it, man. It's a really nice ride. There's just a little bit of flex to this deck, not much, but just a little bit. that and the grip tape on here, plus these airless rubber wheels, well, that is definitely helping to make it a much more comfortable ride. So let me go in here and get some parts. All right, so we have a lot of this out here, and it's kind of the ultimate test for these wheels. This cobble stuff, I wouldn't be able to do this on a lot of these. All right, so we're at my favorite place to do a hill test. It's convenient to me, and also it starts off not quite as steep, but once we get up to the top, it's around a 30% grade. And I've got this in third speed. Now, on this board, I find that I am more comfortable riding in third speed than any other, and it gives me just enough. Oh boy, okay, so here we go. Straight up the hill. Starting off a little slow. So I had that floored the whole time. I have done it in fourth speed, but I wanted to show you in third because that's, you know, it's like where my most comfortable spot is on this board. There's a little bit of sag, just, you know, it's just not quite as powerful as some boards on the steepest parts of the hill. But I mean, you know, it's not that big of a deal. And it will climb any hill that I put it to, so I'm not worried about that. Now, a couple things that I really love about this board. First of all, it's actually very lightweight, so if you do have to pick this board up to carry it, if you're going to get on a bus or something like that, that won't be a problem. Even just picking up the board with your foot to reposition it, you know, I forget that it's so lightweight with some of my boards being so heavy that I'm like, whoa, okay, yeah. So I like that a lot. The board also has just enough flexibility to it to give it a little bit of extra cushioning and comfort when you're riding it. And of course, those wheels, they also offer comfort too. So really loving that. Board has a great look, and of course I put the blue wheels on there. I believe that when you order them, you can ask for whatever color of wheels that they have available at the time, but they just look really good on this board. Nice big motors on the back here, and yeah, I mean, I'm pleased. Now, when you're in first gear on this thing, or first speed mode, it's really not all that fast at all. I mean, it's very slow. Speed 2, I've got this full throttle right now, and we're going, what, 17 kilometers per hour. So, I mean, you know, it's a nice slow granny mode. I like that. But as soon as you go into 3, and of course 4, boy, 3 is just... And another thing I should mention with this as far as comfort goes is that padded grip tape, man. It is, well, it definitely adds that extra little bit of paddedness that you need for your feet. Bottom line is, this is a really fun board to ride. It is nice and lightweight. It's easy to carry this thing. It looks fantastic. I mean, the grip tape on there, by the way, where those little lines are on that, that's pretty much exactly where my feet go. I ride standard, not goofy. There was a few times where I was in some thicker grass and it kind of bogged down a little bit in third gear. Also going up hills, again, I'm 195, so I'm a little bit on the heavier side. It felt like there was a little bit of sag in the batteries, but if I remember right, the battery might have been about halfway full or something at that point, so just something to keep in mind. But based on the fact that I've seen boards that have much less to offer for at least the same price, if not more, this is a pretty cool deal. Not only that, Shaboardz is in Canada. If you're in Canada, that's pretty much the place to go. even if you don't have one of his boards, he will repair your board or get you the parts. He also ships worldwide, so if you're not in Canada, don't let that deter you. He'll send you the parts wherever you are to repair your board, and he'll give you instruction on how to do it. So he's a good guy, good shop, and I just appreciate what they do. And if you're looking for something else, he does have other boards that are Shaboardz branded boards, including the Summit XT V2, which this is a fantastic looking board. It's about $1,600, maybe a little bit less than that, depending on what your options are that you choose for it. 2-in-1, similar to the Hurricane deck, and again, super easy to get your service done on it. You know, that's the big bonus there. Hey, we all have choices when it comes to e-skate, and luckily there are some really good choices out there. My job is to show you what I've experienced and tell you what I think about it. So I like this board. I think it's a good deal. And if this were my first board, I'd have been pretty darn happy with that. And if you've been doing e-skate for any amount of time, you know that it's good to have at least 2 boards in your quiver because something happens to one of them. I mean, I'm kind of addicted to e-skate. I got to get out and ride. And if one of them was down for a while I was trying to get it repaired or whatever, I'd be like, ah! So this might be a great secondary board if you're somebody who's been doing this for a long time. So that's the Summit V3 from Shaboardz, and I want to thank you so much for your support here in the channel. It's been around since 2013, doing various things, but you know, in the last couple of years, I've been able to share more of my passions here, and I just love this, all right? Electric skateboards, electric bikes, scooters, electric guitars, solar power, solar generators, and pretty much anything electronic. I'm a big geek, so this is like right in my wheelhouse, and I'm just so happy that you allow me to do this. It's all about you, and I really appreciate you. If you want to thank me, help out the channel, whatever, we do have a thanks button down there, so if you click that, you can leave a monetary thank you. The easiest way to thank me is if you like this video, just go ahead and give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. You click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Again, I'll have links down there for Shaboardz, for the wheels, and for the board, and a discount code for you. And I also have links down there for my social media, so if you have one of those, I'd appreciate a follow. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.